Bungie's Marathon might be one of the most hated games on the internet right now. Not because people played it, but because people want it to fail. And honestly, I get why. But I think something else is going on here that nobody really wants to admit. Hi, I'm Mike Snave. Have a seat, grab some snacks. I want to talk about it.
I'm going for it.
With a name like Bungie being attached to Marathon, I get the skepticism. I really do. Their reputation has been pretty rocky over the years due to content vaulting, repetitive grind systems, FOMO-driven design, and heavy monetization. For a lot of players, Marathon doesn't feel like a fresh new Bungie game. It feels like another live service treadmill from the Destiny company. And that's not exactly a great first impression. But here's where things started getting weird. The complaints I kept seeing online weren't even the same ones that I had. Instead of talking about gameplay, people were saying things like the game looks ugly, the characters are whoa, or the obvious one, it's a Bungie game. And I'll be honest, I don't really see it. Minus the Bungie game shit. I get Bungie has, I get Bungie has their past.
There's a green shield in there for you. I'll take
But
that.
visually, I think Marathon is actually really stunning. It leans into saturated colors, strong contrast, and atmospheres in a way that stand out from a lot of modern shooters. But what stood out to me more wasn't the criticism itself. It was how quickly the conversation stopped being about the game and more about numbers. Since release, I've seen videos every day repeating the same points over and over again. Nothing new gets added to the discussion. It just becomes recycled arguments and reaction content looping itself. And I think that's bad for how we talk about games online. Because at a certain point, it stops being an analysis and it starts becoming momentum. I think the hate is entirely about marathoning. I think a lot of people already decided what it was before they ever played it. And honestly, I almost did the same thing. When I first started playing, I hated it. I was dying constantly. I didn't understand the core system. I had no idea what I was doing. I even left a bad review on Steam. But weirdly enough, even after writing the review, I kept coming back. And the more I played, the more something started clicking. Someone who loves Souls games, Marathon started scratching that same itch. Every death felt like information. Every failed run taught me something. I started slowing down, paying attention, learning the maps, understanding positioning, and once the game finally clicked, it got rewarding fast. Marathon is brutal. The time to kill is insanely quick, and if you're not locked in, you're dead almost instantly. But that's also what makes the fights so intense. Underneath all the controversy and internet outrage, Marathon is a genuine tactical shooter that feels incredibly satisfying once you understand it. It's not about rushing, it's not about brute force, it's about awareness, timing, positioning, information. And that's something I think that gets completely lost in how people talk about it online. After everything, I wanted to see if I was alone in this, so I looked up some recent reviews, and they're for the most part really positive. Some players say it's boring, confusing, or just another live service shooter, but others talk about how intense and rewarding it gets when they figure it out. What stood out to me is this. It doesn't feel like people are playing different games. It feels like people are having completely different experiences depending on how long they actually stick with it, and that matters. All it takes is for one person with a following to say the game is bad, it spreads fast, and suddenly that opinion becomes the dominant one, even among people who've never played it. In gaming, we don't need this hive mind mentality, and I'm not saying Marathon is perfect, but I do think there's a difference between criticizing a game and deciding how you feel about it before you've ever even touched it. You don't have to love Marathon. You don't even have to like it. But at least experience it before you decide what it is. Not every game is for everyone, but every game deserves to be judged by the people who actually play it. That'll be all. Thank you all for watching. Again, I'm Mike Snave, and I'll be playing Marathon until the servers shut down. Thank you for your time. God bless.
Yeah, I'll do security. You guys look at the bags.